Welcome to The Love Affair, a relationship podcast. Listen in as we discuss all things love and relationships starting now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Love Affair podcast. I'm your host, Robin, also known as Robin the Renaissance.
And I'm her husband and co-host, Jim, also known as Jimmy K.
And the last time we were here, we were talking about our wedding vows, which ones were the easiest and the hardest to keep. We even had a brief discussion on the vow that tested us the most over 20 years of marriage. We were about to dive into the money talk, but we're going to save that conversation for a little bit later because once we go there, we're going there.
It's going to be a 5-parter.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. But because money means so many more things than the actual dollar and cents. So we're going to talk about it, but not today. What we're going to talk about today is we are going to share a little bit about our love affair and how we actually got to our wedding day. And I think that's an important place to start because we opened up the podcast talking about our wedding day and our wedding vows, but we skipped over
how we got here.
So let's chat a little bit about our love affair.
Okay.
Before our wedding day.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So most people know our marriage has been 20 years. Our romantic love affair started 24 years ago. Mm-hmm. But our relationship actually started when we were 16. So let's rewind the clock a little bit and go back to the day we met.
Yeah, this is called the love affair, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about ours. All right. I don't want to go back to the day we met. I want to go back to the time I first saw you.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember singing in the a cappella choir. Been back in that tenor section.
And this is at church.
At church. So I remember seeing you off to my right in your red top and black pants, black jeans, and I'm like, man, that girl is fine. I was like, I wonder who that is, and I just kept looking at you, and but that wasn't. We didn't actually meet. I don't know how much time went past before we actually met, but I know that's when I first noticed you. And then the second time I noticed you, we was in the sanctuary. You walking up the side of coming up to the choir stand. I was like, man, that is fine. She is fine. So, and I remember telling our friend of ours, like, I wonder who that is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I want to know who she was, and she kind of set that up a little bit.
Okay, so add a frame around this story, we were 16 and we met in church. We actually met in his church.
That's right. And
there was a youth choir that was held there, and like a community youth choir. I actually started going maybe a year before when I was tagging along with my sister and her friends. And because I enjoy singing, and I was singing at school and church, my own church, when I heard about this choir, I said, okay, I'll go. And even after my sister and her friends left, I kept going. So I'm in the choir, serious about singing praises. Wait a minute, I was not there paying attention to any boys.
I was serious too.
You were serious?
I was serious, but you just caught my eye.
Okay, well,
so it was your fault. I got distracted. It was your fault.
But, the reason why I'm saying that is because all that time being in the choir, I never knew you were in the choir. Mm-hmm. I was so focused.
Yeah.
And
is that what the story would go? Okay.
No, that is the whole truth.
That is true because you.
I didn't know you were even in our choir because I was on the front row.
Yeah.
Real singers sit on the front row. Just kidding.
Fake ones, people that's lip sync, that we sit on the back row.
And I tease you all the time because I was like, you couldn't have been in our choir with that voice. Mm-hmm. I would have noticed that voice. So you definitely were on the back row with your brother and your cousin back there playing. Yeah, y'all were lip syncing.
Yeah. We was talking about other things and moving our lips when we needed to make it look right. But
but seriously, I didn't know you until that day. I didn't even notice. You're 6'5" with a baritone voice. I had no idea who you
were.
were.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
It could be weird, or I don't know. Should I take it personal? But yeah, it was. It was. I feel like it was a little weird. I thought, like you said, I'm 6'5". I thought I thought you knew, at least took a peek at me once or twice, but apparently not.
I did not know. And so when we talk about the mutual friend or a friend, you told a friend.
Yeah.
So I knew Danielle from many moons before. Like, I think I met her during middle school, and I remember she used to talk about she had a boyfriend, and she would say his name, and she was so in love, and her boyfriend was your brother.
Yep.
So also her cousin was a friend of my sister. So anyway, there were lots of overlaps, but I didn't put all of that together. That her boyfriend is your brother, and this, that, and the other. I just knew her because she could sing too, and she was in the choir, and she was hanging out with her boyfriend too. So I didn't know.
Right.
Anyway, so you told her.
I don't remember exactly what I said. I think I might have said, what is her name, or who is that? And that's when she just took it and ran with it.
The same night, or was this
No,
at
this
home?
was not when I was talking about what you read in Black and all that. This was maybe a week or two later. I had finally mentioned it to her, and that's when she, I feel like she was trying to embarrass me, but she was like, she wasn't discreet about it. I kind of want her to be discreet about it, but she was like,
to ask my name or what?
Like, just tell me the name. I don't know, but I don't.
Wait a minute, she knew me though. What do you mean? You want her to be
I didn't know
discreet?
what your name was, but what I'm saying, when her being discreet is she went off all loud talking about Robin, Jim want to talk to you or something like that. You don't remember that at all?
I do remember, but I don't think I remember it that way.
Yeah.
I thought that here's the thing, the way I remember it. I was huddled up after rehearsal, and she came over to me and she said, Robin, somebody thinks you're cute.
That's right, yeah. But it was still all loud though. But
it was louder, but it wasn't like, Robin, somebody wants to know your name. It wasn't like that to me.
You're right.
So that's why I was wondering, did you tell her that night, hey, that girl right there is cute, what's her name? Or was that a conversation you had?
That was that night when she went over and talked to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't know why that's important to me to know, because I wanted to know, like, details do matter to me. But I also wanted to know how long you were studying me. I needed to get a better timeline. Was this more of, I had been looking at you for weeks, wondering, and then one day I built up the courage to say.
Yeah. It was at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Maybe more. It was at least 2 weeks. Maybe it might. Yeah, I'm not. I wish I knew, but it was at least 2 times I saw you before I even brought it up. So
okay, so it's after choir rehearsal. She taps me, gets my attention, and says,
"Somebody like you," or whatever she said.
She told me. She said, "Robin, somebody here thinks you're cute."
That's it. Yeah, and so I'm just standing up there. Stiff as a statue, because I was like, I can't believe she did it like that. I thought it was going to be a little more discreet. So I'm like, God, no, I'm out now. I can't, ain't no turning back now.
What was funny about that to me was, okay, I think me and her were somewhere like in the doorway, and you were like in the hallway,
like about 10,
by the
15
door.
feet away. Yeah.
And the thing is, you weren't really close enough for me to be like, who? Because I wasn't really scanning like who.
Right.
Who here thinks I'm cute? It was more so as soon as she said it, I looked at you, and the way you were standing.
If I stand still enough, she won't be able to see me.
Yeah, like, are you trying to be invisible? And it was the most
ridiculous.
It was cute, but also
it was kind of ridiculous too, though.
A little bit, because I was like, only because I can see you.
Right, only because I feel like I was off guard because I didn't know she was gonna do it like that.
Listen.
I didn't tell her to go over to you. I was just like, she's cute. What's her name? That's all I said, and she took a beeline.
She sure did.
Wait, no, Danielle, no. That's what I was thinking.
To this day, she has no idea. If her intentions were to just poke at you or embarrass you. She had no idea what she was setting in motion. So, Danielle,
Thank
hey, girl,
you.
hey. Thank you, girl.
You're all right with me.
So, yeah, but I do remember that. And so I'm going to switch because this is where you become known to me. Because I just remember looking at you and I said, is it you? Are you the one that thinks I'm cute? And you were like, yes.
Yes, it's me. You caught me red-handed.
Yeah. At this point in time, I literally do not know where Danielle went. I left that conversation and I walked over to you and we started talking. What do you remember about that?
I don't remember much about it. I remember I asked your name, you asked my name, and we walked outside. I remember it was raining. You had an umbrella. I was holding the umbrella, I think. I do remember opening up the door for you. And you wrote down your number.
And my famous line.
What did you say? You better call me tonight, or you call me tonight, or something to that effect.
I know exactly what I said. Because I said, or if I give you my number, are you going to call me?
Like, yes.
You were like, yeah. And I said, okay, call me tonight. And if you don't call me tonight, don't call me at all. What?
What is that?
I have no idea. When I tell people that, they're like,
a red flag, right? No, there ain't no red flags.
It was an indicator. Okay, she's gonna say exactly what she means.
Exactly.
But I honestly, I don't know where exactly it came from, but I just knew that. I want you to call me, sir.
Yeah. And we talked.
But before that, can I describe something to you? When I say that I do not remember how I left the conversation from Danielle, how I went over to you, you know how in the movies it's like everything in the background goes, it kind of like zooms out and it's a little blurry, and the background noise becomes white noise. It was as if everything and everyone in that particular moment really did fade to the background. And I saw you for the very first time. And I'm not saying that like it was some romantic.
You can say it like that. I have that effect on you. That's what it is.
I'm trying to.
Like I was floating.
Yeah.
You was floating, I was floating.
Yeah, we were floating to each other, you know.
Yeah, we go with that one.
You like that?
I like that story.
I'm usually the romantic one.
Well,
I am the drama.
Yeah,
I love the romance and drama. But you want to be that today, yes?
Sure, why not?
Come on over to the side. It's so fun.
Yeah. So we've started floating to each other.
I don't know if that's the truth, but I will say that's the way that I remember all of that is that everything else faded away. We talked that night.
Yeah, we did. Don't ask me what we talked about because I don't remember.
Listen, I was going to ask you because you usually remember a lot more dates and details than I do.
I remember dates. I know the date. I don't remember what the heck we talked about. Because we had this discussion before. Like, I didn't think I actually called you that night, but you said, because you said it, I know. Calm down.
No, I'm
saying.
Give
me the side eye. I just don't remember. I don't remember. I thought it was the next day. Sip your water.
Sir.
But if you say we did, we did.
One thing I be wrong about some stuff. Let me say this, I do be wrong.
Yeah.
About some things. Even though I be dead ass serious about it, I be wrong.
But you be dead wrong.
I be dead wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in that, I know.
You know you're right. Okay.
I know because I know I meant what I said. Okay. Because I guarantee you, the way that I was back then, shucks. Without the wisdom I have right now, if you would have called me the next day, I would have said, "What did I tell you?"
Wow.
Yeah, really? Absolutely, and I would have. You would have
cut me off, huh?
Cut you off, and I would have reprimanded you for sure. When I say do something, you do it. If you think you can just sashay your pretty little self around the town square and call me anytime you think, you got another thought coming.
Yeah. Okay.
I would ask you to repeat everything I said to you. What did I say?
Yeah.
So you got my number?
Wow.
And you did not call me?
I was a terror back then.
I was not a terror, but I definitely needed a little bit of buff and a little bit of polish.
Yeah.
Ashtray. Wait, why did I say that?
I don't know.
Is that from
Inside joke. That's from
is
our inside joke.
What is that from?
That's from Don't Be a Menace.
Don't Be a Menace. Sometimes we talk in movie quotes, and I think that line is from Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. I think there's a line in there where somebody says,
ashtray.
So sometimes if I say the word it's going to be followed with ashtray, and it is now second language to speak in movie quotes. Hey there, are you enjoying the conversation as much as we are? Then let us know. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're here every other Thursday with a brand new episode, and you do not want to miss it. Okay, all right, back to the conversation. Anywho,
where we're going?
We had a phone call. How do you remember how long we talked or what we talked about? Because I don't.
None of that. I just know we talked.
There's a part of me that feels like when we started talking, it was a good long conversation. Like we were just, it was so easy. We were flowing.
It was easy. And that's honestly was kind of, at that time, shocking to me. I got to be honest with you, because I'm not trying to butter you up, but this is the truth. Like,
I want to be buttered.
Okay, I'm gonna butter you up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Honestly,
rub on me while I get buttered.
Okay, there we go. Here's the butter.
This side too. I need it.
You got the butter.
Okay.
But seriously, put your hands down. I don't want to lose my train of thought. But seeing you, like, I just thought you were so beautiful, right? And then talking to you, I was like, she's down to earth. She's just cool. I don't know what I thought. Maybe my experiences up to that point was, nice looking women or girls at the time were just, let's be honest, could be a-holes sometimes, or, you know what I mean? Like, they wasn't cool. Like, we just felt, we just started talking about any and everything. And I was like, she's all right. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think I'm gonna do a quick aside here. I know there are some beautiful women, dumb as doornails. Is that a certain thing?
Dumb as a doornail? That's what Judy said. I think she said that.
Dumb as a doornail.
Or doorknob.
Or doorknob, whichever one, or both. So a lot of times all they do is get by on pretty. And same thing with men. Handsome, lovely, beautiful, attractive men. And you talk to them and it's like, you are a doofus. And it just erodes the pretty, in my opinion. It just erodes the handsome, in my opinion, when you find someone that you're attracted to and then it's like, okay, such a dummy.
Yeah.
So, and then the opposite extreme of that is, you find somebody who's pretty, but they feel like they can just get through life on being pretty, so they don't have to try, they don't have to impress or perform. It's kind of like, I'm pretty. Yeah. Isn't that enough? That should be enough. You need to be my little circus monkey. Right. And I'm like, that's a turnoff too. So as someone who is, what would you say? Pretty?
Gorgeous.
You think I'm gorgeous?
Yes, beautiful, gorgeous. All that stuff.
Thank you. I'll take it all. I am fishing. I am on an expedition. And at the time that we're recording this, we actually were supposed to go on a fishing trip with our friends, and we didn't. And,
yeah, maybe next year, I guess.
I don't know. I want to do it. But anyway, fishing is still on my mind.
Yeah.
But in any case, I'm going to fish here.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to work on casting my reel. Is that right? Is it a rod? I'm going to cast my fishing rod.
And reel.
And reel. And reel is this part. You reel it in?
Don't give me the line. I don't know. I've been fishing once in my life.
I know.
Yeah.
Tiffany, Tez, we want to hang with y'all, and we got to get this fishing trip in because I need to work on my analogies.
Yeah.
But in any case, I will be fishing during this conversation because I want all the compliments.
Right.
I'm in desperate need.
You're in desperate need. Okay.
Of compliments today.
Come on, ask me. What do you got?
Okay, where were we going with this? I'm everywhere. Let me come back home.
You're fishing. You said, do I think you're beautiful? What would I say about you? I said,
because you said being down to earth. And I'm just going to say this about me. A lot of times when people meet me, they usually have the wrong first impression of me, because a lot of times people think I am an asshole. and depending on the energy they bring, I am quite the asshole. And moreover, though, as people get to know me, they are like, oh my God, Robin is cool. She's the homegirl. And I've had so many good friends over the years say, when I first met you, oh my God, I thought you were conceited. I thought you were everything that I'm not.
Yeah.
And so as they get to know me, they're like, oh my God, you're the warmest weirdo I ever met. Anyway,
we're both weirdos.
First impressions, but that's interesting because you didn't get that vibe from me. You thought I was going to be an asshole, but I wasn't.
Okay, yeah.
What's wrong with asshole?
Yeah, that's 3 already. That's 4. It's all good. We get it. But anyway, I thought you would be different from when I talked to you. I just thought it'd be a little different. You got an attitude.
Got a little bit of an attitude.
It's all good.
Because, listen.
Okay.
Curse words are like seasonings. They add a little spice and a little flavor, a little pizzazz. Okay, I'm gonna sip my water.
Okay,
I'm going to stop cursing. Yeah. I've been listening to the Renaissance album for over a month straight, and trust me, the spirit of cursing. Well, is it a certain thing? Is that
why do you buy them stuff? Anyway.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a spirit of cursing in any case, but I'm just saying, sometimes, okay, I'm gonna stop cursing.
Thank you.
If I want to.
If you want to. You're a grown woman. I can't tell you what to do. But anyway.
Asshole isn't a curse word, though, is it?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm going back to the conversation. You were complimenting me.
I just thought I didn't know what to expect, to be quite honest with you. Talking to you the first time, but I know it was a pleasant surprise. I don't know if I necessarily had an idea in my head what it was gonna be like or what it was supposed to be like. But just talking to you at night and how it flowed, how easy it was, I was like, oh, this girl is all right with me. So from then on, it just took all the pressure that one might feel, especially being that age, interacting with the opposite sex. So after there, it was no pressure. It was just ease. And like, I can talk to her almost about anything, pretty much about anything. Yeah,
most people can.
Yeah.
I think if I had to think about what my secret weapon is, like I got, how you got your superpower and then you got a secret weapon. Oh, we should talk about that one day. But anyway, a secret weapon. I think, for whatever reason, people really like to share their lives with me.
Yeah.
And I guess it helped out a lot in my former career because, when you have clients and they want to share and chat and whatnot, a lot of people say I'm really easy to talk through things with, and I am a Gabby. Is that right? I have a gift. I have the gift of gab, and I have a listening ear. So I am a good package there.
Yeah,
I have a way of putting people at ease in a way that they will tell me nearly everything about themselves. Okay.
So let me ask you the questions.
What is the question, my man?
What was your first impression of me, like after talking on the phone that first time? What was your first impression?
I think my first impression seeing you, if I can go back there, when I noticed who you were and that you were there, I noticed there was like a sweetness, tenderness, like some kind of warmth around you. Perhaps it was that you were slightly timid, and I was okay with that because it registered or resonated as authentic. Yeah. Where there were. Anyway, I don't want to talk about other guys who were probably trying to put on a little bit to flex front or whatever, and it's kind of like, what are you doing? This is
all about me right now. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So I noticed that about you.
Yeah.
And I liked that warmth that you had. And I thought you were also attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I heard you speak, I was like, did I ask you if that was your real voice?
You know what? I think you might have. Something about that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I was like, is that your real voice?
Like, yes.
And you were like, yeah, and I think I might have said, say something else. Because I wanted to hear.
That sounds familiar.
Hear if that's really how deep your voice was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because you seem playful too, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, just so you know, my voice has been like this since I was 5 years old. So,
in any case, yes, in any case. So I think first impression that, seeing you, talking to you, and when we had our conversation, it felt really natural. I want to say there was some kind of familiarity there, like the way, how comfortable I felt. It was like we had already known each other. So talking to you was really easy. And I like that whatever questions I was asking you, you were answering, but then you were also bouncing it back. So the conversation was really flowing. I didn't feel like I had to work too hard to get information, and you seemed really comfortable and interesting too.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, because I think before every other conversation that seemed like I had with other people.
Wait a minute, hold up.
No, I'm making a point.
I'm
making a point.
Okay, make your point, then I'm going to counterpoint.
Okay, you can counterpoint. Every other conversation just seemed like work.
Okay.
Prior to, talking to you on that April evening in 1994.
Why do you put our business out here?
Well, I was 16.
But they don't know.
Well,
Okay, yeah, so what? So what? Yeah, 16 and 94.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
20 years of marriage, we're not spring chickens.
No. Not at all. But it was it wasn't work. I didn't have to feel like I had to work too hard, just to have a conversation. A conversation, that means you talk, then I talk, not one person doing doing all the talking. So
yeah, one person being the interviewer,
right?
And just rattling off a bunch of questions. I want to get into that just a little bit too, but before I do, let me just point out the fact that when I was making using an example, you said
it's all about me. That's what I said,
and
I stand on that statement, and I'm not turning back.
But you just made an example and talked about other people.
Sure
Are
did.
you going to talk about just me?
Sure.
Listen, I give you permission to not
talk about what, other people?
No, to not just talk about me.
Oh, okay.
If I can have that same.
Well, no. Well, I will give you that permission when I feel like I want to give it. At that point in time, 5 minutes ago, it was all about me.
Oh, gosh.
Is that all right?
We would call that a moving target, or moving the goalpost. Some might even say double standard.
Yeah.
But I really like the word. This is my favorite word. Can we put it out here?
Try it.
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy? Okay. Look at my face. I'm not going to change. I'm going to do it again. If I want it about me, it's going to be about me. Sorry. Go on. We can move on from here. What's next? What we got to talk about next?
Okay. What's next? So up to this point, I'm visiting your church. I am singing for Jesus.
Yes.
In the youth church community choir. You're looking at my booty. I was
though, for sure. Yeah.
You ask for my number. I give it to you. We start talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back on track. What were we talking about?
I was hoping you could answer that, because I don't remember what the heck we were talking about. You were saying earlier we're 16 years old. We ain't in there talking about politics and financial planning. What's your 5-year goal? We weren't doing that stuff.
We definitely weren't talking about world events.
No. So I have no idea what we was talking about, but I know it was good.
It felt comfortable, normal, easy. We became, in my opinion, you became a fast friend.
Right.
And because we were just having really good conversations, I feel like that started our near nightly phone call ritual, where every night it seemed like around 10 o'clock.
It could be anywhere between 8 and 10, but yeah, you're right.
Somewhere
you're right.
between 8 and 10. Well, hang on. I'm going to say 10 o'clock because I know why 10 o'clock registers for me.
Why is it? Why is 10 o'clock?
We're jumping the gun, but I'll tell you why.
Okay, fine.
But
10 o'clock, we'll go with 10.
In any case, that was our time. I would look forward to closing out the day with you.
Right.
So what people don't know is that we lived across state lines from each other. So our meeting ground was the weekly rehearsals at your church, but our nightly meetups on the phone.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. We would just talk and,
I really wish we remember what the heck we were talking about, though.
Yeah. Whatever it was, it was our time.
Yeah.
And we used to watch TV and talk about what was on TV. I know that for sure.
Right.
What was our show?
Or
shows?
Shows, okay. I guess I got to put myself out there. Golden Girls.
Come on.
Golden Girls was one of our shows that we would sit and talk and laugh at roles. You know what I mean?
All of them.
But Rose is the one, and then you got me on Seinfeld.
Yeah, because I was watching Seinfeld cracking up. You were like, what the heck are you watching? I said, I'm watching Kramer. And so, we started watching TV and just talking, and that carried on for, what, weeks? Months?
I mean, honestly,
I would say,
can we say years?
Well, it did carry on for years, but at that point...
You talking about before we was able to see each other outside of church and all that? Is that what you mean? Like how long that was? Are you...
Well, I'm saying it carried on for a long time because even though I was 16, I had my license. I don't know that I had access to the family car every week to be like, I got to go to rehearsal. Daddy, can I take the car? And just drive myself to rehearsal.
Right.
So I know that however I was getting there for weekly rehearsals, but also every fourth Sunday.
Right. When we had to sing.
Some kind of way. Maybe, did I catch your church van to get there? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know how we were maneuvering around the distance.
Your sister, maybe.
Well, at this point when we met, she had already graduated and she wasn't coming to rehearsals anymore. I was still going. I don't
think she's doing our church van, though.
I don't know how I was getting there on a Sunday. But I just know I was because again, we were kids and the distance, we really weren't seeing each other a lot.
Right.
And when we were seeing each other, it was at church where we had to be there doing church business. Yeah, right. So our relationship really was built on talking on the phone.
That's the best way to build a relationship, though, if you ask me.
Talking on the phone or just talking?
Just talking or talking on the phone. I say no, I backtrack. I say talking on the phone.
Okay.
Because in some ways where it kind of, you have that barrier where you just talking. You're not, not worried about your facial expressions. You're not worried about anything else. They can't see you. So you kind of let your guard down and just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk.
This reminds me of a TikTok or something sometime last year, and they were talking about when guys are on the phone talking to girls and they sit on the refrigerator walking around. You're on the couch upside down with and sitting on the rug, with your feet up and things like that.
Yeah.
I will say we grew up in a really good time when talking on the phone was the absolute best thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't think I could build a relationship through text or even video chat. It had to be the phone.
Yeah, I don't. Text is so impersonal. I don't understand how you can even.
Listen,
you can't. That seems impossible to me. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit, but that just seems impossible to build and and cultivate a relationship just through text. It's just
It does seem difficult to me.
Yeah,
And
but
listen,
they do it now, though.
Some people do it, but I
Yeah.
don't know how happy they are about doing it because I think what people still want is connection
Yeah.
without electronics. And I'm gonna tell you this much: do not let go of me and let me be out here in these streets with technology and
Yeah.
online this and please.
I'd be all jacked. Yeah, I hear you.
We are talking about me. Do not.
Oh, I'm sorry. We are talking about you. You at the front of the
saying-
class. Go ahead. You have the
Do
mic.
not make me start over.
Yeah, I don't want to start over either. Like, I mean, I'd be a lost puppy dog out there.
Listen, okay.
Matter of fact, I put it out there. I won't start over.
You would not start over.
Heck no.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. I mean, we're
Okay,
deviating a little bit. We're deviating.
Allow us to deviate and come back because this is
No.
this is how we do. I need to know. You would not start over?
No, absolutely no. Our marriage, we're best friends. Our marriage is good, but marriage is a lot of work. I don't have the patience. I wouldn't have the patience, the mental capacity, or any other kind of capacities to try to start a new relationship, like a long-term relationship. No.
You would be short term all the way. Or
Well, I'm saying this right now. Would it been what today is? Like, I'm saying no term. I know people have needs for connection and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like no term because I'm telling you right now, anybody I will meet will be. They got a high standard to come up to.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So it's like that wouldn't be fair to them. It wouldn't be fair to me. So,
Yeah.
God forbid anything happen. I'd be chilling here.
Yeah, I hear you.
By myself.
And I don't like to think about our is it mortality?
Yeah.
Or I don't
We ain't
like to
going
think
there.
about
We're gonna keep it
that.
light.
But I do still feel like I honestly don't think I would be married again. Man, I can't even think. Listen,
It's
the way
hard to
my
think.
brain
Yeah.
is wired, I cannot even see that far in the future to
Right.
see what that would look like. All I know is, as much as it lies within me, we got to make this work. Do you understand me? Because I cannot.
I don't know why
run
you sound
amok.
like you fussing at me.
I don't
Like,
know.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Okay.
Don't give me a reason. I don't think you will.
Okay,
I
I'll do
really
my
believe you
absolute
will.
best.
Yeah.
I will. Because we started so long ago that it feels like we just got to keep going. I wouldn't, not even the fact that we just got to keep going like, oh, I got to get out of it what I put into it.
Right.
It's not that. It's more like I still feel like in a lot of ways we're still just getting started. Like it hasn't been enough time.
Right.
I don't want to change course right now.
Because it's
Right now or ever.
Right. Because we kind of, as we go through different things, we learn and kind of see a different side of each other. So that kind of keeps it new and maybe I don't know if fresh is the right word.
I think
You
I
it's
like that word.
But it's just seeing and knowing
New,
a
fresh,
different side of you, and that kind of pushes us to evolve within our relationship and evolve how we interact with one another. So so it's
Yeah.
So you feel like you still can get that newness every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
That's so true. And coming back, because we done went from the
We
past
just-
to all the way to the
future.
future. Listen.
Whose fault was that? I think that was your fault. Okay.
Me. Okay, so now I got to go back in time again. Okay. So I was trying to think about one thing in particular the way we met was you liked me and you were interested in me and you were interested in being my boyfriend.
Right.
And when I met you, I think I was open to that. We start talking every night. We're having a good time. I'm excited when I see you at church. Be like, that's Jim. And you would come over and give me a hug. We did the side hug thing. And,
You was checking me out.
I was.
Yeah. She was checking me out.
I was. Yes, you wore very nice slacks.
Yeah, my black slacks.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah. Stay on point now. 'Cause
Okay.
I know you're getting all
listen.
flushed.
Is it
that
something
right?
about the black pants? Because my black jeans and your black slacks.
Hey, you know what?
Come on.
Hey, I'm with it.
it.
That'll work.
I liked it. So anyway, at some point you pop the question.
Yeah. It was forced upon me in
When?
a sense.
What do you mean?
I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Because when, in the course of our conversations, I do remember you sharing that, you kind of get bored with your, I don't know, potential
Boyfriends.
boyfriends,
Boys,
potential
period.
boyfriends. So I heard that. I was like, okay, let me move this along before you get bored with me. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, I think we should try to go to the next step. You know what I mean? I don't want you to get bored with me. So hey, I want you to be my girl.
What? Say that again.
I wanted you to be my girl. So I think you took a night to think about it. I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty.
That sounds like
I'm
me.
100%. I'm 100% sure now. Thinking about it.
When I say I'll let you know tomorrow, I said give me the night to think about it. I'll let you know.
Or I might even say just think about it, or something. I might have said something like that. Just think about it, and we'll talk about it some other time. I probably didn't use that language. But,
Okay.
So then the next day we talked, and you said I thought about what you said, and then what did you tell me? What did you share?
Okay.
Breaking hearts and stuff.
I gotta go back before I answer this question, okay?
Why?
Because
You're stalling. You're stalling. Oh, excuse me. You're stalling.
Listen, I have to go back before I answer this question, and here's why. Because you touched on something that I think is important. You can't gloss over it. Yes, I was a girl who entertained boys, and I entertained them like they were just toys. I play with you for a little bit. I'm bored with you. Move on. Who's this? Oh, hello. Okay, move on. Hi. Yes. What are we doing? Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
And so I remember, for whatever reason, I just thought boys were really cute, but they didn't really have a lot going for them.
Wow. Okay.
Other than it was just more of a collection of some sort. And that sounds so. I'm gonna cringe when I hear myself back, of course. But in my 16-year-old mind,
You should cringe. Yeah.
I had no time or interest in building relationships. I was not a girl who had puppy love. I had a lot of girlfriends who had boyfriends, and they were in love, and they were tongue kissing in the hallway, and skipping school, and wearing their boyfriend's chains and jackets and things. And I liked that part of it. And I had some boyfriends that I did that with. But to me, I got bored with that easily. Kind of like, and what else do we do? Okay.
Yeah.
I want new and different and excitement. And then I moved on. And then I was also petty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The reasons I would break up with people, I'm bored.
That's gonna be
We're
a topic.
done.
That's gonna be a topic one of these.
What?
Most petty reasons to you broke up with somebody.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that at some point. But anyway, because I got some too.
And I know I was 16, but I was also very petty.
Yeah.
Because and it started way back. But anyway, I really didn't give boys a whole lot of chances. And the other side of that is the girlfriends that I was hanging out with at that time, because I had changed schools, and I got exposed to a whole new world.
Yeah.
I went from a college prep school to what was like East Side High, with gangs, with drugs, with pregnancies, with crime and foolishness. And I was like, what the heck are you guys doing here? So it opened up a whole new world for me. And I just remember that the movies at the time too played a role in kind of how I was maneuvering.
Like what? Jason's lyrics and.
Listen, Jason lyrics was one of them, but I'm going to go back to Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood, and there was a stream of black movies where it was a good girl who got hooked up with the bad boy, and he was awful in society, but for some reason when they were together, she could deal with the soft side of him, and she knew him like nobody else could, and it just always seemed really cool to be in that dynamic where I was the good girl, seemingly good girl with bad boys. And yeah, that didn't last too long, but I knew that was the phase that I was in. Boys are toys, boys are dangerous, boys can be a little fun, but boys don't stick around too long. And I also knew that the stuff that my friends were dealing with, the stuff that my sisters were dealing with, stuff that my parents were dealing with, there was so much drama in the LBC. It was hard being Snoop Double G,
Wow,
but I somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, again, I talk in song lyrics too, but
it still feel like you're stalling. You trying to butter this thing up. How did you? Okay, I'm gonna let you finish. But how did you break my heart? That's what I want to know. That's what everybody else want to know. How and why did you break my heart?
Okay.
Finish the story though.
I have to set it up so people don't just think that we were having this great, telephone relationship, and then you asked me to be your girlfriend, and I'm like, no.
Well,
I was different, and I knew that. Okay, so what was your question again? How did I respond?
Yeah, how did you respond, basically?
So after you gave me the night, I really did think. I contemplated.
Yeah.
And because I knew where I was in my head space and in my heart space concerning relationships and boys, I was like, I don't want that for us. So I told you, I said, no, I don't want to be your girlfriend. I really like you as my friend, and I really want to stay friends with you. And I think I was trying to explain that in that conversation. All I knew was that in my 16-year-old head and heart, whatever we were building, I did not want to let that go. And I did not want to muck it up because it felt differently.
Yeah.
I liked what we had. I looked forward to it every day, and it was not romantic in any way. There was a safety and a comfort, and there was authenticity. There was ease. Whew, the unforced rhythm of grace. There was ease in that relationship, and I knew that at the time my mind had equated love / relationships with trauma, violence, crime, foolishness, shenanigans, chaos. Because everyone that I knew at that time, whether they were my peer or, anyone else, they were in some kind of traumatic, chaotic foolishness. So I didn't want to bring that into our space. So I was like, I don't want that.
That was your only model at the time.
That was my only model at the time.
Of relationships, yeah.
Okay. And because we weren't at the same, the other part of that is because we lived on different sides of the state line, we went to different schools.
Yeah.
And there was a part of me that still knew, hey, I'm going to football games and basketball games, and it's okay to date boys from other schools because we're on the same side of the state line.
Right.
I can see them at the mall. I can meet them at someplace else. But because you were over there, and I know I didn't have a means of transportation, I was like, I can handle long distance boyfriend.
Right. And I didn't get my license until later on that year. So yeah.
Because it was already one thing to have a boyfriend that went to another school, and compared to
you said long distance.
It did seem long distance. Yeah, but the other thing is when you have your boyfriend or girlfriend in school, that is a whole other thing, right? Because you get to school and you get to hug and you get to walk each other to class and you get to send each other, what were those messages called? You know how you can buy roses for Valentine's Day? Like they were always doing fundraisers, but you can buy a rose, you can have it delivered to your person's class,
No.
or you can take them to homecoming and prom, and you kind of have your friend groups and you have all this. There is some joy in having your boyfriend and girlfriend at the same school.
Yeah.
If you go, have to have a boyfriend or girlfriend somewhere else, you miss out on all that. So what you do is you get to walk down the hallway like this, looking at everybody else, get their hugs
Feeling
in,
left out.
feeling left out as a mug. So I knew, hey, now one thing about me, I ain't gonna be around for a long time, but I am here for a good time. And if we gonna hug in the hallway, I'm here for it.
You want to put that on display, huh? You want to make sure everybody see you.
Yes.
I got a boyfriend and I'm hugging him in the hallway.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Learn something new every day.
Priorities.
But you still
Okay.
broke my heart and shattered it in a million pieces.
Are you serious?
No.
You're a child.
I know. Childlike. I'm 7.
But when I said that to you, really though, what was that like? Because did it hurt your feelings?
Yeah. Nobody wants to be rejected. But for whatever reason, we talked and I don't know if we got off the phone right away when you said that. We might have kept talking even after that. And I remember we talked the next day, so I guess I really didn't have time to stay in that rejection feeling, I guess, because once we start talking, the next day it was like we never had that conversation. Like you never broke my heart, you know what I mean? I keep saying that, but no, it was just we fell right back into our groove, our routine. So it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do remember reiterating, I really want us to be friends. Something about building a friendship felt more significant to me than having a boyfriend. And in my mind, when I was weighing it out, I was like, I think I really just want us to have a good friendship. And do you remember, this is fast forwarding from that. Do you remember during one of our nightly conversations with the Golden Girls on, with Seinfeld on, we were having such a good time that I would say, Jim, do you think we're still going to be friends in 20 years? And you would say, I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah, that's what I said. I hope so. But
you would be like, I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. And so I would ask that question periodically, over that time in high school. Do you think we're still going to be friends in 20 years? Yeah. Because at 16, the only increment of time that I thought was attainable was 20 years of friendship. And honestly, I wasn't even thinking about it like, can this friendship evolve into something romantic and this, that, and the other. All I knew was that I got a friend that I really want to be friends with.
Yeah.
For at least 20 years.
Yeah. I do remember you asking that question.
I don't know. If I kept journals back then, I would really like to go back into some of those journals to find out really why that was so important to me.
Well, I'm going to go back to something you just said, though, about building a friendship was more important than a relationship. Is that how you put it?
Than having a boyfriend.
Than having a boyfriend. Yeah, for me to go, if I fast forward, like at 16, I wasn't thinking like that. I had no idea or didn't even merge the two that having a friendship was that important. But fast forward and looking back on it, I was like, oof, that was the best thing we ever did for our relationship. So it was a blessing in disguise for me because I definitely wasn't thinking that. But yeah, looking back on it, it was like, building that foundation there, that was so key and so important. You know what I mean? More important than I didn't realize at the time. So
I didn't either, but I do see how having that foundation was and is still key in how we interact with each other.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I don't know if a lot of, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but in my opinion, I don't know if a lot of people, when they're trying to get into a relationship, really understand that. I think everybody can get so much in a rush to start a relationship. I feel like they don't have time to build a friendship to lead. You know what I mean? Kind of have those building blocks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You know, I think you're right, but I also think there's there's a bridge that needs to happen to go from introduction to building a friendship to deciding if you're going to go into a romantic relationship
Yeah.
at all. I really want to dive into that just a little bit because
Yeah.
I think, yeah, even though we were 16 when we started our friendship actually evolved over several years.
Yeah. Right.
Before we got to the bridge to, okay, let's make this.
Yeah.
So can we talk about that just a little bit more?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. There's good times there.
That's all the time we have for today, but we're definitely continuing the conversation in the next episode. You don't want to miss it. Before you go, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate, follow, do all of those things that will let us know you enjoyed the conversation and that you support us. That would really encourage us to keep going. So until next time, thank you so much for listening and take care.